When you decided that you were going to go the high-end route, did you do that in sort of little bits and pieces, or did you all of a sudden one day, okay, we're going to do this, and you made a drastic change? How'd you do that?
No, it was an evolution. You know, some of these places weren't even here. The Stantons and the, Godfrey Hearses, and a lot of them didn't have distribution centers in Dalton or in Calhoun when we started. But we just, everybody had Mohawk, everybody had Shaw, everybody had Beaulieu, and that was the thing that would separate us from everybody else that we decided would be worth pursuing. Mm-hmm. And all of this development of, distribution centers in the Dalton area came after that, which just blessed us and, gave us, made it that much easier to do what we wanted to do.
You were just standing in the right place for sure. Talk about the operations. We've been mentioning Nashville and mm-hmm. Atlanta. Atlanta was the first extension, but these are unique hybrid organizations, not your everyday carpet organization. Yeah. Talk about those.
Well, nothing against Dalton, but the best decision we ever made was to develop outside of Dalton instead of trying to build a $5 million showroom and a huge warehouse. We went to Atlanta first. For 6 years, all we had was a 3,000 square foot showroom on Peachtree Street. No warehouse, no inventory, that sort of thing. But after 6 years, we found a warehouse. We'd kind of put that anchor into our store, and we found a warehouse that had been vacant for 4 or 5 years on Northside Drive near Georgia Tech. And I mean, it was pretty raw. I mean, the kudzu was up the side of the wall, up on the roof. We had to cut the kudzu off the roof to get the building going. But it had been vacant for 4 years, and but it turned out, it was close to Buckhead and in the Buckhead area, and so we went from a 3,000 square foot showroom to a 30,000 square foot warehouse with a 10,000 square foot showroom. So, but at least 5 times, Atlanta Magazine has chosen Myers Carpet as the best place to buy floor covering in Atlanta. So that quickly became our flagship store. When you got fewer stores in Atlanta with 4 million people, and you got, back then 100 stores in Dalton with 30,000 people. So you do the math. It became very quickly a profitable, good situation from us in our flagship store. And then I can't remember. I'd have to think about it, but probably 10 or 12 years ago, we opened a store in Nashville, and we had a smaller store. We were there for several years. There was the old Carpet Barn store had another business in it that was carpet related, and we called the people there and asked if they were interested in selling a building, and they weren't. And a year later, they called us and said they were. So we've had a very good store in Nashville, very competitive store with the same setup, high-end products. We probably carry a lot more Shaw and Mohawk type things in Nashville than we do in Atlanta. But anyway, there's just great things happening in Nashville. It's an area of town called the Gulch, and just all kinds of real estate going on and things changing hands. And they built a new $200 million convention center just down the street from us within eyesight. So, there's positive things going on in Nashville, Tennessee.
The store in Nashville, to a greater extent in Atlanta, really a hybrid store. I don't know, there's a lot of hybrid, or there's not a lot of stores like that I've ever seen in the United States. You've got, it services a higher end customer, designers. You've got roll good, lots of roll good, lots of higher end roll goods, and we did a piece in there with you and your brother and the store manager,
and
there were women in there with little swatches of carpet climbing around the rolls. I mean, it's a heck of a find for somebody that wants to do something with their house. Unique product, they get a good deal on it. It's quite a unique operation.
I don't think the recession really hurt Nashville. Nashville has the second highest per capita income in the South. I think Palm Beach was number 1 or something back when we started the store. I don't know if that's changed or not, but the Music City money, it's huge in the printing industry, and there's just a lot of opportunity in Nashville.
And and certainly the Dalton's or the Atlanta store.
Mm-hmm. Being in Buckhead, there's just that's the part of town that people have beautiful homes and wooden floors, and we make tons of area rugs and tons of wall-to-wall stuff. And what I'm seeing is the larger commercial jobs coming back. If they went through the recession in an apartment complex and hadn't redone the common halls for 6 or 8 years, you can't wait 12 or 15 years, So we're seeing larger jobs, with apartment buildings and things like that coming back, and it has been for a year or two now.
So in terms of the general economy, all 3 stores, you see a nice increase?
Yeah, I mean, recently, we went through the recession like everyone else, but last year we had the best year we've ever had in 56 years of business, and I see, things changing. I see things becoming more and more positive, and we're doing more and more business, and it's almost like before the recession for us.
Now, you sell hard surface as well as carpet. Do you see people, carpet's market share has diminished over the last 10, 15 years. Do you see any signs that may change?
I don't know. It seems like for us as a business, wood has decreased a little bit, but not substantially. But like I said, I think business is coming back. And I'm glad to see it, because for 5 years I kept saying when things turn around we're going to be sitting fat, and I got tired of saying it after 5 years of it. So,
but do you think?
But I believe it this past year.
Do you think carpet is coming back?
Yeah, I do.
Maybe carpet is coming back more at the high end than it is in the mid and lower ends, would you say?
Well, I think our wool products are increasing. I don't know. Have you done any stories about engineered flooring? I know that we have people here who do specialize in apartments and retirement homes, and our business with them has increased. And we drove down to see their new complex down on Carbondale, and it's 20-something acres under roof, or is it 50-something acres under roof? 2 million point something square feet.
So polyester is going strong.
For the base business, it is. But we're doing business with Shaw, we're doing business with Mohawk, we're doing business with Beaulieu, and but when you do a couple $100,000 with Shaw, you're just 0.001 of 1%. To some of these high-end guys that we're working with, the wool people, we mean something to them. We're the largest retailer in the Southeast for a handful of these Godfrey Hirst and different high-end companies.
I gotcha. Wool, somebody my age is really aware of the position of wool. I mean, wool had been, in 1957, when you were starting wool, if you had wool carpet, you'd arrive.
Yeah.
Do younger people, are they even aware that there is such a thing as wool carpet?
Yeah, I think they are. And I think as nylon carpeting has increased in price time after time after time after time, that makes that wool carpet $29.95, but you're paying $18 for nylon. I think it makes it look that much better. I think the wool carpet.
I walked in here before we started to talk, and you have to have certainly one of the best, if not the best looking showroom.
Well, thanks. We remodeled it. This building on Connector 3, my father built the very first carpet store on the interstate in 1971, and we doubled the size of it. Yeah, it was the very first one. It was called Carpet Country Jobbers back in 1971. But, and I'm not sure, I think about 86 we doubled the size of it, but we remodeled about 12, 15 years ago. We completely remodeled. But
that was here?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
But half of this building was the very first carpet store on the interstate. just,
I see.
not very soon after the interstate was built.
But you had a store down in the middle of
Downtown.
Dalton, too.
Yeah, we did. When my father was alive, at one time, we had two retail stores
Oh,
in
I see,
Dalton.
I see.
And
I didn't
when he
know that.
passed away in 1981, we rented this building for a while, but anyway.
I see. Well, I remember the building down.
Yeah, on Thornton
downtown,
Avenue, yeah.
But this is the perfect place for you.